Hello, my name is Gian Verano. I'm a proud graduate of the Master of Arts Journalism program at the University of Western Ontario. I've had the opportunity to cover many different stories during my studies. Psychologists say that support groups like this help people with OCD lead closer to normal lives, and that's because sometimes they just need somebody to talk to. In addition to donating blood, today's registrations are an important part of the stem cell research that's taking place worldwide. According to many professionals in the healthcare industry, illnesses such as cancer, spinal cord injuries, and leukemia could soon become a thing of the past. The Create Your Canada contest handles all sorts of issues, not just environmental ones. And next year, it's going to be extended to colleges and universities as well. If you know anyone that would like to get involved, they can visit www.createyourcanada.ca. For London Under 30, I'm Gian Verano. I'm comfortable on camera, able to report, edit, and present news stories as they unfold. Please have a look at this debrief I did in the days leading up to an election being called.
Canadians could be bracing for another election as soon as May 2nd. This would be the fourth general election in as little as 7 years. Opposition parties are claiming that the new Conservative budget does not serve the interests of Canadians, and that the Conservatives don't have the ethics necessary to lead this country. But Prime Minister Stephen Harper said in a press conference this morning that the opposition parties must now explain their refusal to support the budget. For more on the unfolding political story, we're joined by Gian Verano. Gian, tell us more about the government's stance on this.
Well, this morning during a press conference, Prime Minister Stephen Harper took a strong economic stance. He said that this budget has everything that Canadians want and need. This includes increased tax credits for the elderly, parents, and caregivers. And he also said that the opposition actually supported this in the past, so he doesn't understand why they're going back on the word now. And he thinks that this is because they're hungry for power, that they just won an election. And so he's asking them to justify why they're not supporting this budget, whereas in the past they've been nothing but cooperative.
Thank you, Gian. That was Gian Verano reporting.
I consider myself a multimedia journalist. In addition to my television pieces, my radio and print pieces have been featured on various local media outlets. I've written several stories for the London Free Press during my co-op shifts. And during my studies, I have also been a news journalist at our local campus radio station, CHRW 94.9. Hello, it's Friday, April 29th, 2011. This is your CHRW News Late Edition. I'm Gian Verano. Good afternoon. I'm a fast and efficient worker who is able to turn out good stories rather quickly. The following is a short piece about a man who tragically died in the Thames River here in London, Ontario. I was responsible for chasing, shooting, and editing this piece, which was completed in the span of 3.5 hours after being assigned.
The search for an unidentified 30-year-old London man who fell into the Thames River yesterday afternoon resumed just after 11 this morning. Gian Verano brings us the latest.
Police are saying that given today's inclement weather and the rapid speed of the river's currents, there is little hope that he will be found alive. Reports indicate that the man accidentally fell into the river at around 3:45 p.m. near the bridge located at the intersection of Richmond Street and Carfrae Street near the city's downtown core. Following yesterday's tragedy, the police offered a few words of caution as local rivers begin to flood.
If you're near a bank, stay away from the bank. It's very easy to lose your footing. It's icy, it's wet, frost is coming out, so you'll slip quite easily. And once you slip into the water, as we're seeing, the water is moving at a very, very fast pace. And no matter how strong of a swimmer you think you may be, you can easily get caught into that current and be swept away.
With temperatures continuing to rise and more riverbanks expected to overflow in the next couple of weeks, water safety concerns are on the minds of emergency responders. They hope that the tragedy that happened here will act as a constant reminder for people to always practice caution when around riverbanks this spring. Gian Verano, Western Journalism. And given the opportunity, I enjoy being able to tell longer feature stories that inform viewers about their community. Here's a piece I did about a local organization that's helping individuals and families living with Down syndrome access the treatment and resources they need to live closer to normal lives.
Where is this, Sarah? Do you know? At the center. Oh.
Sometimes the world just doesn't understand the words coming out of Sarah's mouth.
Sarah gets frustrated because she has a message that she wants to get out, and even her own family, sometimes we don't understand what she's trying to say.
She was born 23 years ago with Down syndrome, a type of disability that severely hinders mental development.
A cooking class.
She's gone through years of speech therapy to help her better communicate with the world around her.
Show how you stretch words, stretch sounds. You have to use your hands.
Okay. Movies.
Movie. So it's a little hand cue. Sometimes there's other cues, but speech therapy has helped her to come up with those cues.
Studies have shown that the earlier a child gets treatment, the better the results.
When kids learn to communicate, then it opens possibilities for them. They're able to ask a question. They're able to make a request. They get things to happen for them, to others. And so by focusing on possibilities and communication being a key part of that, it enables kids to grow and to do what kids do. Here.
But even despite speech therapy's proven benefits in improving communication for people with Down syndrome, access to treatment is not always readily available.
There is a lot of wait lists that you have to go on. There's a lot of funding that is not there, and there's added expenses that parents have. Hi, sweetie. That they don't have with typical developing children. So I think that the city could do more, and I think the government could do more for families and children with disabilities.
Janice Carty is an assistant professor of speech-language pathology at the University of Western Ontario. Based on her many years of research, she believes the current government funding structure is failing those with developmental disabilities.
It's about how much money the government gives to the agencies, and then in cases of agencies, for example, like school boards or hospitals, it's at the discretion of the hospital or the school board to decide how much of their budget are they going to allocate to speech pathology services. And that proportion they allocate is then going to take money away from some other service, because nobody gets as much money from the government as they need.
But despite all the frustrations that parents face, things are starting to look up. The Upside of Downs was a conference recently put on by the London Down Syndrome Association. It raised awareness for the fact that, given the right tools, people with Down syndrome can live like any other member of society.
I took a little longer to do things, but each step was a victory for me and everyone around me. Down syndrome did not stop me from living a happy and meaningful life.
Organizers of today's event say that raising awareness is just one way that the London Down Syndrome Association hopes to help families and individuals who are living with the condition.
We hope each and every one of you take away something today that will help you in your journey through Down syndrome. Thank you so
Thanks to Riviere and other volunteers like her, the association also provides online resources, treatment referrals, and support groups, all with the hope of making living with Down syndrome easier.
I think people have gotten some great information today and will feel more positive about their journey in Down syndrome. It's just been a huge success.
Gian Verano, Western Journalism. I hope you've enjoyed this demo. I'm Gian Verano, and thank you for watching.